Of course, the best way to see them in action is to do the demos, and we're going to return now to our CSS3 demos website. Now, as you may recall in our site, a question asked earlier in this module was, why did we need to apply the rounded corner, the border radius, to the unordered list when we also had to apply it to specific line items in here to get that rounded effect? Well, the reason for that was I knew I was going to add a shadow to the entire list. And because I'm going to do that, I need the whole list to be rounded as well. If I had just done the list items, then the shadow would appear square, not rounded, not desirable. So I'm going to go to Visual Studio, and this is what I need to do in order to add shadow to the unordered list. That's the topics UL, and I'm going to add a box shadow, and specifically I want 0.5 EM, 0.5 EM. So I've just established that I want a downright about 8 pixels or half of an EM, and I will use a 55, 55, 55 for the color. Let's look at that one first. So I'm going to save that. I'll go back over to the site. Let me go ahead and refresh it. So you can see that a shadow appears. It's nice and crisp. It goes all the way around. Now let's add a blur. For the blur, I just need to go into that next area and just do another 0.5 EM. If I now save that, cruise back over to the site and hit refresh, now there's a slight blur going around that unordered list. Let's look at another example where shadowing can be used. How about in our contact area? Whenever we have focus in a given area, let's apply that blur effect to these inputs when they have focus, or anything for that matter that has focus. So what I want to do is I want to say if anything gets the focus, I'm going to apply a glow. That glow can be accomplished with a box shadow. Box shadow. I'm not going to provide any offsets, so 0 space, 0 space, but I do want to have a blur. So 0.25 for my blur. I'm going to do a 0.125 EM. And I forgot the EM over here, so let me add that. So I've established also a distance, and I'm also going to provide a color that is supported, AA5500. So I want that color to appear as a glow around anything that receives the focus. Again, the glow is made possible when I don't specify a specific offset, but I do specify a distance to go in every direction. I'm going to save this, go back over to the site, refresh. Let's see what happens when things get the focus. See how it pops out just a little bit more? That's going to even happen here for our little text area, because the glow or the surrounding area is going to come into play every time something gets focused. Very cool. Now if I really want to have the content stand out on the page, maybe I can apply a little depth or a little shadowing to the entire content piece. So I'm going to target content, and I would like to provide this complex version of a box shadow. It's using the glow effect. I do have a blur and a distance, and it's going to be gray, but then I'm also specifying some offsets in different directions for the color blue. Let's see how this is going to look when I save this and view it now in the browser. I'll refresh. Now the entire content seems to really be coming alive and coming out of that backdrop with this special glow about it.